Jeez.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
And we are mother plucking live. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben here for the daily holy shit what's going on in Bitcoin. Guys and gals, I don't even know where to begin with all of this. I guess we'll get going here with probably one of the most relevant things that has rolled out in the last 24 hours. Well, once again, Michael Saylor is absolutely slapping the ass of every other share, every stock, every ticker, everything. Now he's going after the money market accounts. Now, the money market ecosystem is worth about $120 trillion. Listen to the new issuance that he's rolled out. When I say this, I'm not exaggerating on this. There's actually been nothing in the world like it. Now, first, let me explain the money market account, our industry. A money market account basically holds treasuries. That's really it. That's why they call it a money market account. All right. It's very reliable, very safe, very like every retirement plan, every insurance place, everyone who wants basically quote unquote zero risk and a yield, a return, they're in the money market. Now, what did Michael Saylor just do? He threw a nuclear fucking bomb into the money market economy. What did he create? He actually created something called Stretch. This goes along with his other three instruments. And now this one is called Stretch. Well, hey there, you sexy truck driver. What is Stretch? Well, let me explain. It is basically, it is locked in at $100 per share. That price never fluctuates. All right, it's locked in at $100 per share. Why? Why would Michael launch a product that doesn't have any share value volatility? Because he's replacing the treasury bond market with a digital bond. Basically, that's what this is. All right. And it has, brace yourself, mother pluckers, it has a 9% monthly yield. Let me say that again. It has a 9% monthly yield. The insurance companies right now are getting about maybe 3. That doesn't even keep up with inflation, nor cover all of their insurance needs of appreciation of value to cover the losses in the insurance industry. So now think about this, right? The reason that you, as an insurance company, the reason that you actually purchase bonds is so you have a yield, and the price of the bond, it kind of fluctuates, but not really. Well, here's something new. What if you, as an insurance company, could buy $100 million worth of stretch and get $9 million a month yield? That ain't too damn bad. That ain't too damn bad at all. In fact, that's over the 7% needed to be a profitable insurance company. Folks, Michael Saylor, and mind you, all of the issuance, everything he sells of stretch goes into Bitcoin. Let me give you an example of what a demand for this there is. He wanted to sell $500 million worth of shares. It sold out in 11 minutes. 11 minutes. And how he structured it, and it sold out in 11 minutes. He could have issued $8 billion and sold out in about an hour. Think about that, folks. Let that really sink in for anybody who thinks, well, Wall Street and the money market and the bond market, they have no interest in anything to do with Bitcoin. The fuck they don't. And as I've been saying, and I'm going to explain something here in a second that's going to show you why we ain't going to have no more 30, 40, 50% fucking drops in Bitcoin. And it's very, very simple. All right. I've explained what Michael Saylor did. He basically threw a nuclear bomb into the money market account, and now all of the treasury bonds that the money market accounts are going to or hold, all of their new issuance that would have went towards treasury bonds will now go towards this. It just makes sense. Plus, look at it from the Treasury Department. This creation, what Michael Saylor did, is he just jumped into competition with the Treasury bonds. So now it's Michael Saylor against the Treasury Department. We have a competition now, because these are bonds. That's what these are. These are $100 bonds, give or take. Now, if you want, you can buy $100 million of these, and they sell out pretty quick. Now, the Treasury Department, in order, listen to this, folks, in order for this to even come close to catching up with what Michael Saylor just did, the Treasury Department will be forced to offer Treasury bonds with at least a 25% to 30% kicker using the Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying, folks? Now, the private sector is now in competition. Well, let's not even say private sector. Let's just say fucking Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is in competition against the U.S. Treasury bond for dollars. Number one, who do you think can move quicker, the Treasury Department or Michael Saylor? And I will make this call right now. This is the catalyst for hyper Bitcoinization and muddleables. Hyper Bitcoinization, or whatever the fuck they say. Because this is what's going to happen, folks. As soon as the U.S. Treasury Department offers a 25% issuance, that is backed 25% of the bond will hold Bitcoin. The other 75% will have a low yield. All right? You follow me? Maybe a 1% yield, which ain't even close to keeping up with inflation. So all of the returns would have to be in the appreciation of the Bitcoin. Who's going to move quicker, Michael Saylor or the Treasury Department? As soon as the Treasury Department creates a bond that is competitive with the stretch product, Michael Saylor, all he has to actually do is reorganize the structure of stretch to produce a higher yield. That's it. So the day that the U.S. Treasury says, "All right, we're selling a 10-year bond with a 25% Bitcoin kicker," well, that same day, probably the following day, Michael Saylor comes out and goes, "You guys remember stretch? Well, here's stretchier," if that's even a word. It's like stretch, but stretchier than stretch. It's like Stretch motherfucking Armstrong. Do you guys remember those toys? If you do, you're as old as me. And voila, then this is what a free market looks like. Competition. And what Trump has done and is in the process of doing is actually putting the Treasury Department in competition with open market products. Yeah. So that when I say this leads to hyper Bitcoin, and I'm back. Now, the reason I say this is the catalyst for hyper Bitcoinization is because of this. Competition in this structure is competition for more Bitcoin. That's the bottom line. Who buys the Bitcoin the fastest? We just got news, right? JP Morgan's looking into allowing loans against Bitcoin. Yeah, no shit, motherfucker. Welcome to the party. All right. And what does this cause? This causes interest rate competition. So early loans were 11, 12% against your fucking Bitcoin, on average, a 50% loan to value ratio, which means if you had $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, they'd loan you 50. Well, at our clubs, we offer a 70%. Yeah. By the way, have I told you guys that you might want to get one of our loans? Yeah. 941-413-6920. Right. And we offer just straight loans. And if you're a member of our club and you have a credit card and you're like, you know what, I want to buy fucking $5,000 worth of Bitcoin and put that motherfucker on payments, you can use your credit card as a member of our club to buy actual Bitcoin. No KYC, but it's a $5,000 minimum. See, my clubs are here to help you. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I ain't broke. I'm not in the clubs for the money. In fact, and you can ask anybody close to me, I've never, ever fucking taken a paycheck from my clubs or any of my products. I don't need to. I don't want to. I want to reinvest that capital into the clubs. I ain't here to get rich, folks. I'm already rich. I'm here to change this motherfucking system. I'm with Michael Saylor. Stop playing with them. Beat them. This is what we're here for, guys. We're here to kick some system ass. We're here to, and what I like about it most, nonviolent. We're not going to destroy you with weapons. We're going to destroy you with competition, motherfucker. And that's all Trump is setting up. He's setting up an environment of competition includes the federal government having to compete with the private sector. And you know what happens? And Trump knows this. The federal government will lose every fucking time because of the bureaucracy, the regulations. In the old days, I say old days, what, like 8 months ago, the federal government only won because they would regulate the private sector where it had to participate in the Ponzi schemes of the government. They legislated winning so the government would win. Let's look at it this way. The federal government has over 1 million employees and about 2 million contractors. Folks, we can replace all those people with a couple of college graduates with Hot Pockets and fucking Red Bulls or Mountain Dew in a basement somewhere, writing smart contracts. The government is a cruise ship trying to compete with a jet ski. Good luck with that, motherfuckers. And Trump knows this. Because Trump knows you don't have to bring down the bureaucracy with fucking Doge. You just have to make the bureaucracy compete in the open market. And it will die. because it's a bureaucracy. Look what he's doing to the Federal Reserve. All right? The Treasury Department and the new Genius Act just put the Federal Reserve in competition with fucking Walmart. Walmart is going to offer its own coin. How do they do that? They actually purchase treasury bonds at 0% interest. So they're not making money off the bonds. But if Walmart issues their own stable coin, bye-bye Visa, bye-bye MasterCard, Walmart will then be a bank. And Walmart will issue you a Walmart credit card where you can shop, or a Walmart debit card. They'll probably even offer you a checking and savings account with an interest rate. The Genius Act just made every corporation or every trust basically the ability to be its own bank. Folks, if you don't think the world is changing in a bigger way than anyone's ever fucking imagined, this is bigger. And you've heard this before, this is bigger than the internet. Why? Because the internet was centralized profitability. If you owned an internet company, shit, yeah, you made a fuck ton of money till about 1999, pets.com, I say. But what this does, what the Genius Act does, is it takes Walmart and Amazon and turns them into a digital bank with physical locations. Folks, the Federal Reserve, and this is why Yellen, that little short, fat midget bitch, all right, that's why Yellen is yelling. She's like this. There are threats to the system because of this Genius Act. No, bitch, it ain't a threat. It's a guarantee, because she knows as soon as the Federal Reserve has competition in producing currency, because that's what's happening, folks. Walmart will be little fed Walmart, because they're going to go buy treasuries just like the Federal Reserve. But the difference is the Federal Reserve, for its income, they have to charge an interest rate to the Treasury Department. Well, Walmart, when it actually buys treasuries, it isn't getting a return on the treasuries. The profitability is in the ability to issue stable coins. So U.S. government can sell its debt at 0% interest. For the stable coins. Now you say, but Ben, how in the hell is the treasury bond market ever going to generate enough income to actually pay the bills of the federal government? Welcome to the Bitcoin bond. Look at it this way. Since the Federal Reserve crawled out of the ass of the progressive movement in 1913, it has been a leech on the productivity of America. and has actually been a leech on the value of the U.S. currency, the dollar. We all know it's lost value. So, and that loss in value translated over to the treasury bonds of the U.S. government. So, as the U.S. government would sell the bonds to the Federal Reserve, their asset that they would get was a depreciating currency. We'll sell you this. It's like the Treasury Department went out and bought an ice cream cone in Arizona and then put it on their books as a fucking asset. Yeah, I got 100,000 ice cream cones. Really, where do you keep them? Scottsdale, in a warehouse with no AC. That's a smart move. Good job. Way to go. So our treasury bonds represented a currency that was losing value. Well, now, because of Trump and the Genius Act and what's going to be announced here soon, wink, wink, is that the treasury bonds will be backed with Bitcoin. And through competition with the open market, because remember, probably the first ever, the Bitcoin bond will be a maybe 10% held in Bitcoin. Right? Well, that doesn't even compete with any other bond. What happens? The 10% backed in Bitcoin treasury bond goes out. And the U.S. government holds the 10% in Bitcoin. Term balance sheet. Now, people will have a more attractive investment in what Michael Saylor just fucking released. They'll like, why would I buy that piece of shit? Fucking 10% bond, which is held 10% in Bitcoin. Why would I do that? The price appreciation over time isn't worth it. So then the Treasury Department will say, all right. Do it. How about this? We'll sell you a 30-year Treasury bond with a 50% Bitcoin kicker in it. Folks, that will get attention. That's like a 30-year hodl. That's locking your Bitcoin up. Now, would I do it? Fuck no. I'm not letting the government hold jack shit but my nuts. And I don't even think I'll let them do that. But some people will. Insurance companies will. And then they have a treasury bond with an asset that is tied to it that is an appreciating asset, which will make the value of the historical bond go up in time. What does that mean? That means banks, institutions, insurance, retirement, they can actually get a loan against their bonds because it's an appreciating asset bond. And if it's at 50% capitalization in Bitcoin, fuck yes, people are going to fucking buy that. Because there's a lot of people, folks, they don't know jack fiddly fuck about Bitcoin. That's you autistic motherfucker, get your shit right. Yeah. Right. Treasury bonds. Nobody is showing up. Exactly. Have you seen some of the latest auctions at the Treasury bond releases? No, number one, no one's showing up at the 30-year. Nobody. They're like, can we sell one bond? And it's cricket. Nobody wants a 30-year Treasury bond that ain't got no juice behind it, ain't got no OJ, orange juice, Bitcoin juice. Right? This is a great one. It has nothing to do with cryptos, but I think this is appropriate. Dr. Dooms, and thank you, Dr. Doom. Nice to see you again, brother. Penn's speech over the last 5 years has improved by 90%. Penn's, as I have problems talking. Penn's, see, when I read, I can't talk where the fuck. Ben's mental potential should be studied. There we go. See, I only have problems talking when I have to slow my brain down in order to keep up with my mouth. Because my brain moves a whole lot fucking quicker than my mouth does. So I have to literally and when I read, I have to slow my brain down a whole lot, which basically puts me in slow motion. But I digress. Okay. Yeah. Come on, Starlink, you hunk of fuck. So now let me explain now. Oh, hang on one second. Word from the sponsor.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
Once again, if you're interested in one of our loans, give us a call, 941-413-6920. In the past, I used to tell everybody, don't ever take out a loan and buy Bitcoin. That's silly. Now, I'm like, motherfucker, you need to mortgage your testicles if that's possible. Swing over and donate some blood. Get a couple $100. Throw that shit in Bitcoin. You'll grow more blood. Plus, they give you a cookie. Now, let me explain why we're not going to have a 20, 30, 40% drop ever again. Because the volatility is now actually being held in a closed system of ETFs. Let me explain. When you purchase an ETF, right? You're in your ETF is in a private ecosystem. So you're selling and you are actually buying inside of the ETF network. It never hits the Bitcoin blockchain. Never. So ETFs, all they are is they absorb more Bitcoin. They buy more Bitcoin because more people get on their little system and they trade it. So all of the volatility is inside of the ETF and not on the Bitcoin blockchain. Where in the old days, if you wanted to trade some fucking Bitcoin, you were trading on the blockchain. Not anymore. So the ETF structure only absorbs more Bitcoin. Even at the end of the day, mind you, how long have we had ETFs now? What, like a year and some change or something? There's only been one fucking day of outflows in the ETFs. Every other day, it was nothing. It was like $100 million or something like that. It was nothing. Right? Now, so what does that do? That removes the downside pressure on the blockchain, on the spot price of the Bitcoin. It removes it. So every day you have all of the ETFs are actually buying more fucking Bitcoin so they can put it into their little ETF system. But all of the trades in the system never hit the blockchain, so they never sell any Bitcoin on the open market. They only purchase the Bitcoin from the market. There's no outflow. It's all trapped inside of the ETF structure. This, Orange Man, good. I appreciate that. Hey guys, if you're watching on X, share this son of a bitch. I'm that. Trust me, the women in your life will appreciate it. All right. Now you see what I'm saying. With the existence of the ETFs, limiting the blockchain spot downside and only accumulating more out of the actual market, the ETFs are really just a tailwind to the upside with no exposure on the real price on the downside. It's all encapsulated inside of the ETF system. Hang on one second. I lost my fire. There we go. Now, think about this, folks. Michael Saylor just launched a $500 million raise that sold out in 11 minutes. 11 motherfucking minutes. That's longer than I last in bed. Come on, smile, folks. It's fucking Tuesday. If you can't make fun of yourself, who the fuck can you make fun of? Plus, I have a speech impediment. That just adds a little sprinkle to it. Now, so it sold out in 11 minutes. He could have easily sold $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion. Do you realize that Michael Saylor just upped his number? He said, right, I want to accumulate $21 billion worth of Bitcoin in the next year and a half. He accumulated that in 6 weeks. Let that sink in. Michael Saylor announced last year he wants to accumulate $21 billion worth of Bitcoin. He thought it would take him a year and a half. He did it in 6 fucking weeks. That's what I'm talking about. This is absolutely nothing but bullish. Because this new issuance, that $500 million, goes right to fucking buy Bitcoin. Now, let me explain this. He now has 4, count 1, 2, 3, 4, structures, products that he sells on a weekly basis. Now he is going to actually sell more issuance every week. So now we actually have him not buying once a week. We will have him actually buying 4 times a week. And probably at least $500 million worth of Bitcoin each product, and that's a low amount. Remember, he sold 500 million in 11 minutes. So let's use the lowest amount we could possibly think of for each of these products. Right? 500 million a week. That's $2 billion. That is buying up fucking Bitcoin each week just from Michael Saylor. Just from one dude. And from what guys, Trump's media company that just actually purchased $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, they're going to do, from what I hear this morning, they're going to do another fundraise and they're going to buy more Bitcoin. And since the last one was so successful, they're going to sell more. Folks, this is absolutely going to go crazy. Look, our clubs in the future, just saying, this is an option in the future, that our whole organization, we could go public easily. Now, will we? I doubt it. Because I don't like public markets as much as I like private ownership. Because I don't need the money. I want everyone to realize what a fundamental shift this is. The Federal Reserve, the beast of all beasts, now has competition. And that's why Janet Yellen is losing her midget little mind, because she knows it's over. That's why Powell is resigning, and he will resign. The head of HUD just put out on X this morning, Chairman Powell will resign soon. Folks, you know why he's going to resign? Because he's done. Not just him, the Federal Reserve System. Look at what fucking Bessent said yesterday. He didn't call for an audit of the Fed. You know what he called for? We need to analyze if the Fed is even a needed institution. Wait, what the fuck did you just say? That's the head of the U.S. Treasury. And I said this 7 years ago, that the Treasury Department will absorb the Fed. People called me nuts. I remember my good friend, Miss fucking Bix Weir. Love the guy. Love you, Bix. We argued about it. It was like, nope, it will collapse. And I go, nope, it will absorb. The Treasury Department will absorb. And when I said absorb, what I meant was replace the functionality of the Fed with a decentralized public system. And the Fed's toast, and they're toast forever. Because as soon as you decentralize the creation of currency, where you got Walmart, where you got fucking Amazon, where you got every local bank, every public bank, every big bank, every Joe Schmo's Pizza could launch a pizza coin if they buy treasuries and they back it up. Not that that's going to happen, but I'm just saying it's possible. Actually, Pizza Hut could do it. Domino's could do it. Why wouldn't they? This is absolutely the fundamental shift of the whole world monetary and financial system. We just heard a few weeks ago. Actually, I just heard it this morning. I don't remember her, the head of the EU. What's her name? Christine Lagarde. Thank you, Hyde. Christine Lagarde. She actually comes out and literally says, yeah, well, the way things are, and she literally said Walmart, folks. I swear to God. She goes, we don't want the corruption and erosion of European sovereignty being infected by Walmart coin. Well, Miss Lagarde, you just explained what I just explained in one sentence. That Walmart will have the ability to create U.S. dollar representation, which used to be strictly for the Federal Reserve. So what's her genius fucking idea? We are going to issue a central bank digital currency, and if you'll be able to, but if you use more than, I think it's 6,000 euros in a transaction, that you will be put on the gray market list. The gray market list. But, and then she said, well, we'll probably legislate it where you can use up to $300 or $400 with only limited controls. So you'll have control over all of our money. Remember, this is the same bitch that said like a month ago, yeah, you know, all that money you got in your checking account and your savings account, yeah, we're probably going to need that because the European market is dead. It is dead. They have 0% interest rates on their bonds, and still nobody wants to buy them motherfuckers. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to force European participants to purchase the bonds with their savings. Don't worry, we will give you a receipt for the money we steal from you. Gee, thanks. Can I sell the receipt? No, I'm sorry, you can't. Okay, so it's a bond I can't sell. Pretty well it. Okay, well, how do I redeem it? Well, when we allow you to redeem it, you can redeem it. So I can't redeem it? Not until we tell you. Thanks. Europe is dead, folks. Europe is dead because they are led by a bunch of Marxist fucktards who aren't worried about the people, they're worried about the system. They will kill the people to save the system. And that, my friends, is the history of every government in the world. Every time we've gone to war, they sent the broke motherfuckers over there to die. To what? Oh, we gotta save the system. Well, what's the system if all the people are fucking dead? Look at Ukraine. They're pulling this, and this is not an exaggeration. Google this shit. They are pulling people out of retirement homes to put them on the front lines. They're, Google it. Exactly, i.e. Ukraine. Man, you guys, look at you guys. I mean, you guys are on this shit like stink on shit. This is absolutely it's the end of the progressive system. It's the end because this was the final straw on the king's back. Once the Federal Reserve no longer has a monopoly on creating currency, the Federal Reserve goes bye-bye because they have no use case. Their structure is inefficient and costly. Why would Trump sell treasuries to the Federal Reserve at an interest rate, the money the federal government has to pay the Federal Reserve, when Trump can sell treasuries at 0% to the open market, granting them the ability to produce tokens that represent the dollar? That's it, folks. Game over for the Fed. This is the end of the system. You're witnessing the death of the progressive system. Hence why all the progressives are flipping the motherfucking out. They're upset that Americans and people all over the world have caught on to their bullshit. And over in Europe, they're like, okay, they caught us. All right, now we got to go harder. Now we really got to punish the people so they start to love us. The beatings will continue until morale increases. That's their philosophy. If the people don't do what you want, hit them harder. Not probably do some shit that helps the people. And then they'll appreciate the services of the government. Nah, we can't screw people that way. Everybody, I've been jawing for about an hour now. I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, and tomorrow, I will have my Washington, D.C. insider friend, Mr. Dennis Porter, on the show. So watch for that, because he's going to break down what's going on in Washington. And it's a lot, folks. It's a lot. Oh, and Obama, I hope you slept well. You're going to need it, brother. Everyone have a kick-ass day. And just because it's Tuesday doesn't mean you can't have a margarita. Because it's Tuesday. Have a great day. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And please, for God's sake, take advantage of our loan program and our mining programs where you get free friggin' Bitcoin. Trust me, we can get you more Bitcoin. You just got to call us, 941-413-6920. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.